morning, Natalia here, and this is my newest episode of The Writer's Journey. So today I want to talk about how to deal with harsh criticism. So I am a senior at university right now, and I'm majoring in creative writing. So I'm taking creative writing classes, and some of those are workshops. So what we have to do is bring in either a short story or a novel chapter that we've been working on, and then have our professor and the rest of the class critique that work. Now, I've been doing this for a couple years now, and I've always gotten pretty decent feedback that's, really helped me better my work. But this last critique that I didn't go as well as I thought it was going to. I ended up turning in the prologue in chapter 1 of my newest novel titled Way of Spears, and I was really excited to get feedback on it. And as it turned out, I got really good feedback from my peers. So other students in the class really enjoyed it, and some of them even asked to continue reading my manuscript. I've received emails, and people have stopped me after class to ask if they can continue being my beta readers and helping me on my novel. However, my professor really did not enjoy my piece at all. So when I got my professor's feedback, what we have to do is we have to type out a summary of the piece, and then do inline critiques and stuff like that. Hi, darling. So my professor really didn't enjoy it, which was surprising and hard for me to deal with. My professor, to start with, doesn't like genre fiction, and she really doesn't like young adult fiction. So that already puts me back a step, because I love young adult fiction. It's my favorite genre to read. Now, I consider Way of Spears to be new adult fiction. The characters are in their early 20s, and they're dealing with some more adult themes throughout the course of the novel. But when my professor read it, she actually told me, this reads like young adult fiction, and I'm sorry for that. So she actually thought that it was an insult to tell me that my work read like young adult fiction, which was shocking to me because that's what I love. It's what I read all the time. It's what I get inspired by, and it was really surprising and eye-opening to me to learn that this professor that has been working with me for 2 semesters now hates the genre that I write in. So when I read through her critique, she ripped me apart for the use of cliche symbols such as horses and cloaks, even though I'm writing in a medieval-esque world, so people are going to use horses and probably wear cloaks. Anyway, darling, I'll take you out. Hang on. So she thought my characters were deliberate stereotypes. She thought that the world was a cliche, and she wondered why I had any interest in telling the story that I was telling. And then she asked me, well, have you written any more of this novel? As if to encourage me to stop writing it. And that's when I told her, actually, yes, the entire manuscript is finished. So after getting that bad critique, it really knocked me back. At that point, I had just finished the novel about a month ago from that point, and I had been excited to start editing it even more. But after receiving that, I lost my inspiration and I lost my drive, because I started asking myself, is everything I write a cliche? Is it all a big stereotype? Is anybody going to enjoy the story that I'm writing? And I talked to my dad, my mom, and my friends. But what it really took was me taking a step back and saying, this proved to me that you have to write for your right audience. My professor is an awesome woman. She's got dreadlocks and tattoos, but she's also about 80 years old, and she likes to read Hemingway and T.S. Eliot and Emily Dickinson. She likes to read literature by authors that I don't really enjoy. I enjoy reading Maggie Stiefvater and Laini Taylor and, yes, even Stephanie Meyer. I loved those books when I was younger. So we're definitely reading in different genres, and that's okay. I had to realize that my professor's feedback, while it was extremely negative, it was also the outlier, because all of the other feedback I got was incredibly positive. And when I had other people asking to read my work, that told me that, yes, it is interesting. And yes, these characters can carry a novel because people want to know more about them. But really what this entire video what I wanted it to be about was just realizing that not everybody is going to like what you write. It doesn't matter who you are, if you're Stephen King or Maggie Stiefvater or who else? Veronica Roth. Even these authors that are writing amazing books are going to have very, very harsh critics that rip their work apart and that hate it, and that's okay. Because writing is an art form, and we all have different opinions, and we should all have different opinions. It would be boring if we all liked the exact same thing. So now that I've kind of healed and moved on and grown stronger as a writer, I think I'm about ready to get back into the editing process. I'm getting excited again, and I'm starting to miss my characters. But I just, I wanted to put this out there so other people that have received harsh criticism from others, if that set you back, just know that as long as you love it, that's what's most important. Don't let one person that doesn't like your art form stop you and slow you down, because really, you're the only one that has to love it. So I'm going to take my dog outside now. She's been crying at me. And then later, I'm going to actually open my Word document and see if I can get to editing. So have a great day. Bye.